Jim, to Shannon's point there, I mean, let's talk about this employment dilemma, if you will, that we're seeing play out across a lot of this country right now. A lot of job openings, not necessarily a lot of takers. And Republicans are arguing that people are making more on unemployment than they would at work, which is stalling job growth. That's one of the chief arguments that we're hearing from Republicans right now. How worried should Democrats be about that, Jim?
They shouldn't be worried about it. Here's the truth. The truth is, if you're a single mom at home, you need childcare. You need some sort of health care. You need a structure that allows you to go back to work. And that's why the president's plan is exactly right in putting money into childcare, into pre-K, into the things that we know can holistically support a family. It's not just about an unemployment check. It's about being able to go back to work with the safety and comfort to know your kids are okay. So there's more we got to do. Everyone agrees on that. The jobs numbers last week proved that we got to continue to push. You know, last week, Craig, the Republicans were saying, oh, the economy's getting too hot. We're having inflation. We need to slow this down. Now, this week, they have a different excuse. The truth is they just want to stop any progress under the Biden administration, and Team Biden isn't going to let them.
You mentioned those checks, President Biden making this deliberate push for bipartisanship support for his plans, especially when it comes to infrastructure. And it seems like it might be making some more progressive Democrats a little nervous, specifically Senator Bernie Sanders. You probably saw this over the weekend. Sanders thinks that the country cares more about results than who actually gets the results, saying to Axios over the weekend, quote, frankly, when people got a $1,400 check or $5,600 check for their family, they didn't say, oh, I can't cash this check, because it was done without any Republican votes. So, Jim, how does President Biden, how does he thread this needle?
Well, look, the president's been very clear about what he has to do here. And what he has to do is see if he can work together with Republicans. But if they won't, he's going to move forward. You know, that's the kind of guy he is. He wants to lead with bipartisanship, but he's not going to slow down his agenda. And I think that's the back and forth, the toggle of the switch that he has to do. And frankly, it's the right thing. There's places he can work with the Republicans, infrastructure, police reform, other places. And that's great. But on these big things like the American Families Plan, the tax plan, if they're not going to deal with him, then he's got to move forward, because people out there just want some progress here. They're worried about their jobs. They're worried about the economy, and they want a president who's focused on that. And that's exactly what they have.
Jim Messina, we'll leave it there. Shannon Petty-Peace, a big thanks to you as well.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.